Daddy Freeze. You see, sometimes when people talk, I just laugh. You know, they say if you don't respect your house, nobody will respect your house for you. You understand? Like, I've been reading and seeing what a lot of people, those people, sometimes I say those people are young people that don't know the tradition of even their place. You cannot compare. I am a chief. I am a chief in nearly most communities in Nigeria. I have titles from everywhere. That does not mean I will go to anywhere and disrespect your culture. Everybody has his culture and tradition. It is, you don't compare age with a throne. What are those people that are writing that Baba Basanjo, first of all, Baba Basanjo is a chief. Baba Basanjo will see a young king and prostrate. It does not make him a weak man. But the thing is that Peter Edochie will not say he disrespected the king because the king reciprocates the greeting.
It was even the king that first stretched hand.
Yes, he reciprocates the greeting. And you see from the angle that I see it, the king respects Peter Edochie as a legend.
As a veteran.
As a veteran. You understand me? The king is not even looking his position as a king, he's looking his position as a fan. So all these people writing this, they're not trying to bring an issue. If Peter Edochie goes to the Bureau of Furniture, if he wants to greet the Bureau of Furniture, he will use his akupe. His akupe is what to use in greeting because he's a chief. As if he has akupe there and use it, we understand. Like me, where I come from, we don't prostrate. If we want to greet our king, we go this way. We would not kneel with one knee and we greet this way. Ajuwe, Wosuto. You understand me? So if I go to a palace here in Yoruba land, I will greet the way the people greet because I grew up here and I know culture. And the biggest problem in our country is that we are killing history. And most people don't even know history. They don't even know the history of where they come from. So they will not respect tradition. You understand? And when you are a person that respects wealth, you will not respect tradition. Most of these people come from a tribe that respect you because you are successful, you have money, you have this. Understand me? So it's a big problem.
Totally understood. If you're watching on TikTok, remember to send me those money guns. Follow my top 3 gifters. Follow my number 1. Follow my number 2. Follow my number 3. Connect with each other on TikTok. Big shout out to you. Thank you so much. I React just sent me $20 US on Facebook super chat. Thank you so much. 1,000 plus people watching on Instagram and nobody has gone to Facebook to buy my stars. Go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. Click on today's video. You see me wearing a nice pink shirt. That's me. Click on the video and
Daddy Freeze, you see the problem of Nigeria is our tribal differences. We don't know, we live in a country whereby we don't know ourselves. We really, you see,
somebody said, sorry, Daddy Showkey, somebody said,
yes.
Kanayo did the same thing. Why is the energy on Peter Edochie? Because first of all, nobody recognized Kanayo inside this setting. Do you understand? We recognize Pete, we recognize Ooni.
I will not say it's just that Kanayo picked the thing from what was going on, the tempo, because Peter Edochie, you understand me. You understand me like I am here. I will not see the Ooni. I'm a chief.
If I see Ooni of Ife,
I will dive.
If I Obi of Onitsha, I will bow my head. If I see the Ata of Igala, I will bend down. Even if I don't know what they do, I go try touch my toes, make you see, say, I bow before him. You understand? If I see
you see,
I don't know who's me or Olu of worry. I don't know for age who's senior. But if I see Olu of worry, I go to
Daddy, please, you know why? You see, once I have a friend that was my friend. We used to be together every time. I will sometimes he will come to my house. He will come to my house. He will stay in my house. He will be with me. But the father was a king. The day the father passed away to the ancestors, my friend became king. My dear, I went to the palace to visit him. I had no option because he's my friend. But now he is sitting on the throne of his ancestors.
Then I also think, I'm sorry to say this, I might not be in the position to do this, but from what I'm reading, the comments I'm reading, Otedola stretch hand to greet Ooni, Dangote stretch hand to greet Ooni. Ooni self suppose begin to tell people waiting in tradition be. Because if he no talk, who are we to talk? They're not born any of the people where made them stretch our hand.
No, you see that the phrase. One thing people need to understand is sometimes these kings then be human beings like us. And sometimes them themselves don't get relationship with these people. You understand? So we they see them from the angle. That's why I tell you, so the biggest problem are tribal differences. See, let me tell you, waiting they go on for Nigeria right now, politically and otherwise everything. Tribalism, they affect everything. You know me say if you know what it takes to disrespect is a man's culture. Many people don't understand that you need to respect your culture for another person to respect it. You just be like man wey call him a man winch for public when they go beg him inside house.
Baba, let me tell you something. It gets some cultures where if you disrespect your mama publicly, not be you and your mama get problem again. Now you and the community get problem.
Yes, now him.
On behalf of mama. So there's also the way in my humble opinion, I think Ooni also needs to let people, yes, he has brought the throne to the people, he is accessible, we like all that, he is humble, but you see, as a king, you are the representative of a people.
Daddy, please, I will not agree with you on that. Let me tell you why I will not agree with you. Ooni made a standard that was set on that throne. She usually set a great standard that he was coming on, he was trying to come and take on that shoe of what usually, the place usually have put that ownership. You understand? But this young man, you have to give it to him. He tried to still continue with the culture. Do you know the kind of Oba? She usually was a respected Oba all over the world. All over the world because of his class and his status, what he has achieved. So for a new young king to come and take over, you need to do a lot. So if you want to, Ooni tried a lot. Ooni has done great things. So that one, see, I am an entertainer. I've been to a place where I wanted to bow down for a king. The king just hold me and hugged me. So what went on there is not what we use in judging what Ooni have achieved. Ooni have taken. I will tell you, I know many young Obas, many young kings. What Ooni have done is what they are emulating. So for me, I feel that it is just joy of seeing that man, and maybe it's just the joy, because if you want to do them, it has from Peter Oshimon and they talk now, not him grow up. He no go for not go. If you see him, I go say no, Showkey. You understand what I'm saying? So let us know that these things are just it's not an issue. It's not an issue. To me, it's not an issue because you know go meet about Bini, can't go stretch out for me, no fit. Now you go take that to for there. But this one, Ooni the two Ooni they do. Ooni na first of all na human being, a young man. Now man will be like say, but once he don't sit down for that road, now Baba then sit down for there. You understand? So so the thing when they do, the thing when adults feel say na for party.
Are saying that is Showkey. A lot of people are saying that, oh, Ooni of Ife should also sit down on his throne a little bit more and not be so accessible to people. Because, to be honest,
that the priest now see that a lot of people go talk say the man no dey do like Shijuade. Shijuade did not sit on his throne. Shijuade was always taking. You see, let me tell you, we grow up with time. Even in the UK, you can see people coming out that they don't want the monarch anymore. You can see people protesting that they don't want the monarch. But let me tell you, if you don't follow time, you will run out. This man is meeting a tradition, a tradition that has been there for centuries. He will try to match up the tradition with what is going on right now. That is why at the end of the day, let me give you an example. I am a musician. And what is going on, the type of music they are playing today, if you don't try to blend with it, you will fade out. So what the Ooni is doing is not wrong by saying that you will go to an occasion, you will honor, like I'm talking to you, the King of England is in what do they call it? The King of England right now is in Northern Ireland, trying to get at least he needs to do things to make the people recognize him. So what, that is not a problem. The thing is that it is not a situation that happened, but I won't lie to you, they go correct them. I want my correct, I want my correct, I want my correct, I want my correct. That the only one way it does happen, Sharif. Now me, if I did, I go say, hey, now lie, I go, me if I did, I go talk. I be cassette when not good at the play way.
Now we also need to. One year to back by lori mi eshike lo ma pa de embe. We also need to be careful how we all portray our culture. An Igbo man does not understand Yoruba culture. Neither does a Yoruba man understand Igbo culture. So a Yoruba man has to teach the Igbo man his culture, and the Igbo man has to teach the Yoruba man his culture. I'll give you an example. My wife is Igbo. That's how, I don't know what happened. I went to their house and it was late and I wanted to sleep over. My Igbo friend just told me that you never, whatever happens, even if there is war, you never sleep over in your in-laws' house. I don't know, say that's so Igbo tradition be.
That's one. It depends on the part where Igbo na lie. Me say I marry Igbo.
From where they are from, they say no, you don't do that. It's not like there were not enough rooms, and it's not like the people were not accommodating. But you also need to know their culture and respect their culture. You see, like we are too diverse in our cultures and all, and we don't really like each other, to be very honest. If we did, I love other people's cultures. I love the Bini culture. I love even the Hausa culture. It's different when you Hausa land. You will see a rich man sit on the floor and his whole household is sitting on the floor and they're all eating together. You will see things that will intrigue you. Wow, oh, it's done like this here. You understand? And you should respect their culture. We shouldn't try to impose our culture on anyone else. But I will never see the Obi of Onitsha. Baba, let me tell you something. We're talking about inauguration. They now say that the freeze, why are you not coming for I say, who knows me that I will go for inauguration? The person said that the freeze, don't say there's nobody in Nigeria that does not know you. If he does not know you directly, he will be with somebody who knows you. I say, no matter how people know me, and I don't agree with that narrative that everybody knows me, I will still not see the Obi of Onitsha and stretch hand. Even if he stretches hand to me and we are age mates, I will bow for you. I will still bow, but that is me. I will still bow down to collect his hand. If I stood before the emir of Kano or the Ata of Igala, as long as I know that this is a first-class king who is revered by his people, I will courtesy. Worst case scenario, I will bend. If sometimes if you dobale, if you say, oh, you don't know our culture, they use your culture to greet us, if they find them offensive. But I will at least say, oh, I'm in the presence of some level of hierarchy and authority, and I will bow for it. I'm not blaming Peter Edochie. Why am I saying this? Because Ooni of Ife stretching a hand give Edochie. But I'm trying to correct. Someone said I'm not a title chief. Before the Ooni of Ife, a title chief is a small boy. Unless he's a king. A king and a king are on the same hierarchy. A proper, not just
Daddy Freeze, you see. I want to correct something that somebody just said that just now. A chief is like ministers when you come to presidency.
Thank you.
If you are a chief, it's like the kings have their councillors. Their councillors are their chiefs. You cannot compare a councillor to a local government chairman. Likewise, you cannot compare a chief to a king. A chief is a chief, a king is a king. You understand? But you see, in the issue, this very issue is just that we live in a society, like where I come from. Sometimes when my friends, we leave from Lagos, we go to Delta, and we go to where I am a chief, like in Delta. I will tell them, first of all, look at the way we greet our king. I will teach them. You understand? Most of all these things that we are talking about, these people, even Peter Edochie and the rest of them, they grow up knowing the tradition and culture of each tribe, because they grew up when the society was one, where we interact with traditions and everything. It's just like me telling you I don't know Yoruba culture and tradition. You will know I'm lying, because I was born in Lagos and I grew up in Lagos, and I grew up you understand me? But at that very angle, it does not mean you will disrespect anybody, because I will tell you this thing you are saying today. You know, the problem in our country is our tribal differences. Like now, you live in a land, you do business in a land, you want to buy a land, you know that you go to Bale, you go to Omonile, to Kola, you say you don't know their culture, you don't know their tradition, and they will tell you, buy goat, buy this, buy that. Tradition is, that is why people cannot differentiate tradition from religion. You first of all define religion and define tradition. Tradition is a life and style of a people. You see, so many people don't know that you have to know everybody has tradition in where him or where you come from. You have tradition. You cannot say that one person don't have tradition. But if you come to my land, I will teach you. This is the way we greet. This is the way we do things. You understand me? So the thing, we just see it like the Ooni was just greeting the man, nothing. And first of all, it's not an handshake, na tap then tap. And this way, it's not an handshake, na tap then tap. And let me tell you, even though if Peter Edochie goes to the east and a king is sit on the throne, it's the same way he will still greet the king. You understand me? So it's the way they greet their kings too. I am a chief in Igbo land too. If I go to where I am a chief, I want to greet the Igwe, I will stretch my coupe and knock 1, 2, 3. If you don't have a coupe, you use your hand. So he has not even disrespected the Ooni. Because that is the way they greet. And maybe Ooni self and Baba know. He knows that is the way they greet. You understand?
You see, there are two ways to it. Ooni is a nice, young, dynamic king. You understand? So Ooni no find disrespect. But you see, Daddy Showkey, it is very good that we're having this conversation, because I'm also learning. So if Peter Edochie greets his own king like that,
yes,
how do you expect him to now greet another king the same way?
Do you know? Can you give me some few moments? Let me bring out something and show you.
Okay.
Just give me 5 minutes. Let me get something and show you.
Okay. MJ, I want to bring you in while we're waiting for Daddy Showkey to come back. We're rounding off in a few minutes. I've got Bongolee here. Bongolee likes trouble, so let me just bring him. I hope he doesn't give us any trouble today. If you're watching on TikTok, remember, double tap my screen, share the video, send me my money guns. I'm looking for 50 money guns. Let's make some noise while we're waiting for Daddy Freeze. Go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze on Facebook. I have 870,000 followers right now on Facebook. Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. Scroll down to today's video. On today's video, you will see me. Now, that's how to buy. Click on today's video. Remember, the handle is Daddy Freeze, DYFREEZE. Click on today's video, and you will see how to buy my stars. Amara.
Yes, good day, sir. Can you hear me?
How are you doing, Bongolee? Go ahead.
I'm doing very well. You got me while I'm working out.
All right.
All right. Okay. I just want to be sure that you can hear me, Daddy Freeze. You can hear me, right?
I can hear you clearly. I can hear you super clearly. Okay. So go ahead.
Okay, so what I want to say on this matter is our constitution needs to change, or there needs to be some amendments. Because do you believe that in our constitution, I mean of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, there is no, what's the word? They didn't refer or regard any of our traditional leaders, any of our royal fathers. In fact, our royal fathers are under the local government. Do you know that? Yes.
What?
Daddy Freeze, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. Yes. Our royal fathers, that is who pays them salary. It is the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs.
Come to my room.
If you look at the Nigerian constitution, they didn't mention our royal fathers anywhere in the Nigerian constitution. They are under the local government, regardless of you being a first class, second class, or third class over. Now, if you talk about what's it called, like in the Yoruba land, Yoruba, I think they have the most first class kings for the most part. Because when I look at the north, I know the Sultan of Sokoto, I mean like core north here, I'm not talking of north central. Sultan of Sokoto, Emir of Kano, maybe Emir of Zazzau, and then I think a king, but in the Yoruba side, I know that you have the Awujale of Ijebu land, you have the Alaki of Egba land, you have the Alaafin of Oyo, you have the Soun of Ogbomoso, you have the Ooni of Ife, you have the Olubadan of Ibadan, you have a bunch of them like that, and then when you get to South, you have the Olu of Wari, that's Ogiame, you have Oba of Benin, you know, Oba Tope. And then when you go to the southeast, there seems to be confusion there. This is, I'm saying this respectfully, I don't want anybody to come for Bongolee today again. Because the Igbos, traditionally the Nri and Eri tribe, they are democratically inclined right from their culture. And as such, they don't have kings per se. It was during the British, when the colonial masters came in, that they started promoting warrant chiefs. So people that you might see as kings are actually warrant chiefs.
No, Bongolee, sorry, I want to correct something. Obi of Onitsha.
No.
It's an Igbo king.
There are some exceptions. No, there are some exceptions. It's not all of them. There are some exceptions.
I just because you said the Igbos, don't generalize. Obi of Onitsha is an Igbo king.
No. Yeah. Obi of Onitsha, yeah. There are some exceptions. But I'm saying that most of the Igbo kings that we have were warrant chiefs that were promoted during the British, when the British came and they were colonizing us and all of that stuff, to push their indirect, the way they wanted to rule. Indirect rule, because they were practicing indirect rule in the north. Because in the north, it's easy. You talk to the Sultan of Sokoto or you talk to the Emir. And when you talk to the Sultan or Emir, they pass information down across to the people. They did something like that in the south. But in the Igbo land, when they came to the Igbo land, the Igbos resisted them. They fought wars. They fought serious wars. It was only in, I think in 1890 something, that they were able to defeat the Igbos. And then they started pushing everything that they wanted to push. But that is another, but the thing is that in our constitution, I think there needs to be more reverence to our royal fathers.
Daddy Freeze, let me show you what I want to tell you. In Igbo land, when you want to greet, once you have this with you, you are greeting a king. You will use it to tap the same thing with the king. You understand me? You give it to tap. If I want to greet a king, if I go to Igbo land, if I have this with me, I use it. So if that is the way they greet, it's not an issue. Not that Ooni stretched his hand for an handshake and they shook their hands. You understand me? So still, I know he greeted the Ooni the way they greet traditionally in Igbo land. You understand? Then I come back to what Bongolee was saying. You see, my brother.
Yes, sir.
These kings, our king, like Oba of Benin, those our traditional institution that fought the British, were betrayed by our system. Let me finish, because if today United Kingdom, there are people coming out to protest against the monarch. You understand me? Benin Kingdom, or your empire, all these empires were strong empires. They were like countries on their own.
Yes.
By then, that's what I'm trying to point out. By then, you see, sometimes I tell people, when we talk about history, if you want to get real history about Nigeria, just go to the Portuguese, not even the British. The Portuguese will tell you. The Portuguese will tell you that the land of Benin were street lights and cars before the British, before the Portuguese came. It was the Portuguese that went back to tell the British about a land before the British came to the land of Benin.
Daddy Showkey, you don't enter my realm, sir. You don't enter my realm. That is where you enter my realm. It was actually the Portuguese that first had contact with
That's what I was saying.
And in fact, now Portuguese and Spanish now get Africa, but they can't go strike deal with the French and the British. They need to strike a deal with them and started taking over them as colonies and all of that stuff, and started doing slave trade and all of that. So the point I'm trying to make here is, my own point that I'm trying to make here is that our constitution, Nigeria's constitution, doesn't give respect for our royal fathers. But in the British, in the UK, they did not put their own, what's it called? They did not put their own royal father or royal mother underneath their democracy or whatever government.
They carry them along. Because you see why it happens like that. You see, I want to tell people today. You see, when some people say Lagos belong to the Benin, I tell them no. The Benin warriors, they conquered to Dahomey. You understand? Lagos was just a camp where they come and they trade and do everything and go back to Benin. But you see, when they were doing this, they left their mark. If you go to the Portuguese, you will get the right history about what we call Nigeria today. You understand me? My brother, it's not that we are not proud to share our culture with the present day generation. That's our problem. For you to scrap history, when we were in school, they were teaching us about Jaja of Okpobo. They were teaching us about Queen Amina of Zaria. They were teaching us there was a calendar by then that you see the Oba of Benin, you see Usman Dafodio, you see everything. But all those things are not there. That's why somebody will stand up and say there's no history, there's no culture, and insulting somebody's culture. You understand me?
You know something? The word Lagos means water in Portuguese.
Yes,
they
I know
name
that.
Lagos. Yes, they name Lagos. And in fact, some people are talking about the Berlin Conference of 1884. That one is another talk entirely. That's how they divided Africa and all that stuff. They call it the scramble. That's another talk. But my own conversation that I'm talking about here is how I wish that we can do a constitutional review where our royal fathers, they can put them in. Because remember, these our colonizers weakened those institutions. That is freeze. Those institutions were weakened by the colonial masters. It's the colonial masters that weakened it. Because remember, we as a people, like in the Yoruba culture and in the Northern culture, for example, if there is a matter that needs to be resolved, you take it to the front of the king, and the king will solve it. Now, with the Igbos, for example, the Igbos practice, if issue day, you go shrine, you drink something, for the most part. Like, if not true, you go one way. If not be true, you go another way. So everybody has their own different type of culture. So how will you divide them? How will you be able to conquer and rule them? Is by weakening those institutions. And that is what is transcending today. Because today, we don't really understand our history, like you rightfully said, sir. We don't really understand our cultures. We don't really understand our traditions and our way of life. And then you might see some form of greetings from either the king himself or herself or the people themselves. So you have this societal norms that has come in. There are some kings you don't see, like my king, for example, Awujale of Ijebuland. I don't even know what he looks like. Have I been to his palace? Yes. But you never see him out there. You never see him outside. Alaki of Ijebuland, you never see them outside. Oba Benin is always in his palace. He doesn't go anywhere for the most part. Sultan of Sokoto is always there. You know, everybody have their own way of doing different. I remember a lot of these kings are older as compared to the Ooni. Now look at Olu of Wari. Olu of Wari travels now. Ogiame, the young guy, the young king. He travels. You see him everywhere. He's modernized. So like you said, sir, people are adjusting. People are adjusting. You have to adjust. You cannot, okay, for example, if a king that doesn't come out, that you cannot relate with or socialize with, wants to come and speak with you, you might have some form of resistance. He doesn't understand where I'm coming from. But a king that you see that attend events, that speaks, because he only speaks actually, and he speaks very fluently. He's a good orator. He's a settled matter. So that kind of Ooni now, for example, I can go and meet him and say, I have this problem. How can you resolve this problem for me? Let's go back to the topic. I don't see any issues with Peter Edochie. I think it's just one culture respecting the other culture. And I see the king as a bigger person, Ooni of Ife. Okay, I respect this man's culture. I don't see anybody trying to say my culture is superior to your culture. However, it is the second man that I don't understand what he was doing.
I don't understand though.
That second man, I don't understand.
I don't understand what you do. I know even want to talk to issue, sir.
I'm not telling you. I don't understand.
I'm sorry, my platform too big to discuss your issues here.
No, I don't want to discuss it. You see, the two are, see, that the
thing one thing I wanted to clear, Ooni of Ife senior to Peter Edochie in the hierarchy of kings.
Yes. Yes, that one I must.
Argument.
No argument about that. But another thing, that is another thing I want to clear. Anybody that's saying that Peter Edochie disrespect Ooni by greeting him that way, that is the way
he's
not greet.
It's not a problem.
Because he did not give him a handshake. He greeted him the way they greet traditionally in Igbo land. Because sometimes when I go to Yoruba King's Palace, because you need to see me where I wear my regalia. I will do like this. I will do them the way we greet.
You be my gun for this industry. I know people for this industry. RMD, Alibaba, Showkey. These were established brands before anybody we don't establish. Now my gun. Anybody will establish me. Now my mate. Anybody will establish after me. Now my junior for even entertainment industry.
Yes, you are correct.
Our seniors they behave anyhow. We not go respect them. That's my own. So that I will not disrespect anybody's elder. Let's not talk about the other guy.
But that freeze, you made a point just now, but I think this point, I think it is related to the fabric of our society. There is this serious moral decadence in our society, sir. I think it doesn't even have anything to do with kingship or not kingship, respect, culture, tradition. There is a serious moral decadence in our society where people are so disrespectful to the other people. And now I do not know if it has to do with your wealth, because right now we worship wealth for the most part,
so
more than maybe your... No. I'm just saying that no. Daddy, please, no. You said something about yours. I'm not saying that our society we are ready.
We can now say okay, $10 or Dangote.
My brother. Wait. As I do like this, whether make $10 get money full everywhere, I not respecting money. You understand? Because I can take care of my responsibility the little way I can. You understand me? But for age, I go respect him because he's senior me for age. You understand me? It is high time we start knowing that wealth does not make me respect anybody. I respect you because with our culture, we respect somebody that's our elder. You understand me? But the truth is this, those things are two different things. So, two different things. We are talking about culture. It is different from your wealth. But you see some people because of somebody's rich, they go lick their leg. Me, I no fit do am. I feel if I want something for you, I can come beg you. But don't say because you get money, now you go slap me. Yeah, I'm a loss on you. You know if you slap me because of say you get money pass me or like I see somebody, one of my friend, he is slapping somebody when you employ. Not so, but why you slap who you employ? Why you go slap who you employ? Because you're not your slave. Why you go slap him?
Daddy Showkey, I have a comment to what you just said, sir. The comment is that this slap where they slap that person, China for Nigeria, it happen or for abroad?
Not for Nigeria.
You know why I'm asking this question? Because the way we treat employers treat their employees in Nigeria. If you go abroad, you see the way employers treat employees.